Pooh! What's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little video for you guys, little breaking news video the last couple of hours anyway. We're going to be getting into the latest reaction to the news Man United club statement in regards to Cristiano Ronaldo, the fact that he's out of the squad for the Chelsea game. That's the big news, and we're going to be covering the ramifications of that and all the latest updates and that kind of thing in this show. So it's the Man United latest news show, guys. We're back tonight, getting in there raw. Do us a favour at the start of this show, smash that like button on it, give it a huge thumbs up, mash the like on it, and also get yourself subscribed if you're new and have your say in the live chat, of course. Got plenty to get into. I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on Ronaldo and the whole situation in a moment. But at the start, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for being here. Overkill, what's going on? John Robert, Kingslayer, Sean, the Hoopman, Ricardo, Irish, Palmarius, William Reedy, United Tactical Talk, Dio Martinez, Kingslayer, Gav Dog, Ricardo, Sosa, Hoopman, Palmarius again there, C Talentless, Thomas, Joan, Kingslayer, Viking, Casper, Jackson, Mustplay, Overkill, John, Nick, Vuti, Kieran, Jackson, Philip, Crazy Joe, Gungshi, Artix, King Jar, Gav, and everybody else as well. You know, thank you very much for getting in here for the show. Do us a favour at the start of this one. Cheeky little like help goes a long way. Leave a little thumbs up on this video if you haven't done so. It's free to do so. Smash that like at the start. Also, give it a share around on social media. That helps this channel out too if you're into that. If you're on the socials like the Twitter or whatever, get on there and give it a cheeky little retweet. You know, give us a share. We've pinned it to the top of the live chat, guys. Right. Anyway, how you doing there, Real Bro and Skills and Nate and Scott and William? Thank you, everyone, for getting in. We will, of course, get into the live chat throughout the show, so do get yourself involved. It's a fully interactive show. And then at the end of the show, we'll have a big Q&A and just get in there raw for your comments for a good 10 minutes or so. So let's do this. Ronaldo left the game early against Spurs yesterday. We beat them 2-0. He very, very much, in my opinion, unprofessionally left and got up a few minutes before the end in what was an apparent strop and gone down the tunnel on his own there before the rest of his teammates, not waiting for the final whistle, not waiting to celebrate the victory, a really good victory with his team, who have just put in a great team display against a good Tottenham side and got the 3 points and done a really great job. He's not stuck around to celebrate with them. He's gone down the tunnel early in a big strop. He's thrown his toys out the pram. And to be honest with you guys, it is an absolute disgrace. There's no two ways about it. You know, it doesn't matter who you are. He might be the greatest player of all time. He might be the biggest star in the world. He might be the most followed person on the planet. Huge star, Ronaldo. Nobody is bigger than Manchester United Football Club, guys. Nobody is bigger than this football club. And that's the sort of behaviour that, well, he certainly thinks that he is bigger than this. He thinks that it's not okay that he's been left on the bench. I mean, his recent form has been sporadic at best. It's not like he's been out there putting in worldy performances, you know, undeniable selection in the team. Far from it, really. He wasn't here for pre-season. He's had a slow start to the season, and he's been very much hit or miss recently himself. Maybe the service is an issue. But for him to expect to be getting on the pitch or expect to be playing, I think just goes to show you the ego of the man at the moment. I mean, he's come on now. He's 37. He's surely winding down anyway. Like, he's got to earn his place in the team just like anybody else, in my opinion. And you can't just expect to walk in the team just because of who you are and how much money you're on per week. And you may have been asked to warm up. You may have been expecting to get on the pitch. You know, may be disappointed. You know, that side of it, in terms of his aspect of his personality, his reaction, his emotions, I don't have a problem with his emotions of being upset that he's not playing the game. What I have a problem with is his unprofessionalism of him walking out early and, of course, making a big show out of the whole situation, which was unnecessary, taking some of the limelight away, a lot of the limelight away from the team in the victory. That's a lot of what people were talking about after the game, is Ronaldo getting up and leaving, and now we're still talking about it now. So he has taken shine away from the victory. He's undermined his teammates, in my opinion. He's undermined the manager big time, and it's a disgrace. So as far as Ronaldo goes, I mean, he's going to have to get down on his hands and knees and crawl back to Ten Hag if he's going to expect to get back into the side ever. If he doesn't want to do that, see you later on. It seems like that's probably the most likely outcome, as he's going to be going in January, and this is his final sort of FU, really, to Ten Hag and his regime. Fair play to Ten Hag. I just want to say this, guys. We will, of course, get into your thoughts and opinions. I just want to say fair play to Eric Ten Hag, man. He's coming here like the Dutch Stone Cold Steve Austin. Give me a hell yeah in the chat, because you know, he's laying the law down. He's definitely doing things his way. It doesn't matter that he's got this huge name who's on $500,000 a week. No, it doesn't really matter to him. He's doing what he sees best for the team. If he thinks that Rashford up top will stretch the opposition, maybe provide more pressing, more pace, more energy, and Fred as well. You know, we were all criticising the Fred selection yesterday. Fred was the man of the match, and along with Bruno, those guys were unbelievable. So his selection came good then. You've got to have faith in the manager. The manager is the one. He's the numero uno. He's the guy. You don't undermine the manager no matter who you are. So I'm very disappointed in Cristiano Ronaldo that he's done this, because I thought he was more professional than that. I honestly thought he was the type of guy to get his head down and fight his way back into the team. I'm Cristiano. I'm undeniable. There's no way Marcus Rashford's keeping me out the side too long. I'm going to be a demon in training, and I'm going to be a demon on the pitch whenever I get an opportunity. I'm going to wait and be patient and take it, and that's it. I'm going to be undeniable. If he's that good, he could walk into the side. Now, he may be frustrated with the fact that Ten Hag has not been playing him as much as he would like. Maybe that's because it's not stylistically what Ten Hag was to do. I honestly think Ten Hag has inherited Cristiano Ronaldo here, and judging by what's happened so far in this season and since he's been in as manager, it doesn't really even seem like he really wants him there. If he could have gone and signed a different striker in the summer, a younger striker, a hungrier striker, you know, somebody who, you know, is more of a Ten Hag type player as well, with that energy, maybe the press and all that sort of stuff as well, he'd have probably been happier. Now, he's given the GOAT. Nobody's going to deny that, you know, Ronaldo's an amazing player and had an amazing season last season. But if what you're trying to do is play in a certain way, and that player, because of his age or whatever it may be, it's just not the sort of player that's going to fit into that system, well, it puts you in a difficult position. And so Ten Hag stuck with his ways. He stuck with what he thinks is the right way of playing and the way to go about it. And look at that Spurs game yesterday. Okay, now, was Rashford absolutely stellar up top? Was he scoring a hat-trick? Was he putting in these chances? No, he's a headless chicken. He's unclinical as ever. But he did provide you a lot of carnage. He provided you a lot of moments, a lot of running, a lot of, you know, he didn't do badly at all. And the other teammates were able to thrive off of him. The team seemed to perform better. In fact, that performance against Spurs yesterday was our best team performance of the season, and that's with no Cristiano Ronaldo in it. I'm not saying Ronaldo's not a great player, guys. I love Ronaldo. Just before anybody says, "Oh, you throw Ronaldo away here," no. I love Cristiano Ronaldo, but you can't really defend that sort of behaviour. Even Roy Keane, who's always loving Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm sure he would even be thinking right now, just do your job. Just do your job, Cristiano. That's your job. You know, it's his job to sit on the bench, whether Ten Hag puts him there for this game, for the whole 90. And it's his job to collect £500,000 a week to do so. So, he can't complain. He's in this position. He signed a contract. He's aging. Ten Hag, you know, clearly has a certain way of going about it, which doesn't seem to feature Cristiano as much as he would like. And he's frustrated. But his frustrations have boiled over into throwing his toys out the pram, and we can't be having that, my friends. You can't be undermined the manager and the rest of the team like that. So anyway, let's get on to the club statement, guys. Those are my general thoughts and opinions on the matter at this time. Cristiano, if he doesn't want to be here, it's got to that stage where he's being a negative influence. He's serious negative influence within the dressing room. I mean, think about that atmosphere in there after the game. It should be one of absolute ecstasy. You should be so happy. You put in a great team display. You've ousted and bettered a really good Spurs side from start to finish, completely dominated them. Should be a really good feeling. But, you know, for certain people, because of Cristiano Ronaldo's actions at the end there, certainly for Ten Hag, he would have had that in there just as a little, bitter note on the end of a sweet victory in regards to Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo's going in there, who knows what influence. It's just not what you need. Just keep your head down and be professional. But the club statement, guys, from Manchester United, once again, if you're just getting in here, we've got over 200 legends in here. We're nearly at 100 likes, guys. Can we get to 100 likes just like that? Hit that thumbs up button if you're getting in here and give us a boost up there on the algorithm. She's a cruel mistress, so do make sure you twat the like button and get yourself subscribed and get involved. Okay, so the statement from the club here, my friends, it reads, it's just a simple and short and sweet one that was posted a couple of hours ago on the website. It says, Cristiano Ronaldo will not be part of Manchester United's squad for this Saturday's Premier League game against Chelsea. The rest of the squad is fully focused on preparing for that fixture. Right, okay, so Ronaldo out of the squad, Ten Hag laying the smackdown on him, and rightfully so, because it is unprofessional behaviour, and look, this is either going to go one of two ways now. I believe Cristiano Ronaldo either just realises that he's acting like a complete melt, and comes back crawling on his knees to Ten Hag and asks for his apology and fights his way back into the team, or it goes the other direction, which is probably the most likely, is that this relationship just is completely soured. It sours even further, and this man Ronaldo looks to leave in January if there's a potential suitor that will take him in January, of course. And Ten Hag probably at this stage, with having to deal with the negative impacts of managing Cristiano Ronaldo and having him in this team, will probably be quite open to the possibility of selling him, I think. So let's have a little vote in the live chat. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think that Ronaldo's gone in January. Smash a 2 in the live chat if you think he will stay until the end of the season. Let us know what you think about that one. I'm going to be smashing the 1. I think he probably will go in January. I think he's probably more desperate than ever to go in January, even if it is to like a subpar Champions League type team, like one of the lesser teams. Gangshi, yeah, lots and lots of legends getting in here. Absolutely nice one. Lots of votes and stuff. Great stuff. Oh, nice one, Rushman. We'll get onto that in a moment. Thank you so much, bro. So yes, lots and lots of ones coming in the live chat there. Lots and lots of ones. That's a sad state of affairs right now. It probably is the reality that Cristiano Ronaldo will be going, and Ten Hag's probably quite open to that. As it says at the bottom, the rest of the squad is fully focused on preparing for that fixture. We've got fixtures to focus on, tough games. We can't be distracted or derailed by this Cristiano Ronaldo circus. The problem is that accommodating Cristiano Ronaldo in your team does seem to maybe in some ways make the rest of the team not so good. And that's only based on the last few years, obviously. If you look at what he did at Juventus, he's scoring a lot of goals. He is scoring a lot. His record's fantastic. He's scoring a lot. The rest of the team not doing that great. They didn't do that great in competitions and that kind of thing. They didn't do that great. Now, you can argue that that's just the team being shite, or you can argue that they maybe had to play a certain way to accommodate Ronaldo, which meant that overall, the team just didn't actually perform as well as a team. And then you look at the last couple of years, Manchester United under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer were actually doing okay. We weren't doing fantastic, but we got to Europa League final, we lost on pens. We finished second, we were looking to kick on. All of a sudden, we bring in Cristiano Ronaldo. He has a great season, in my opinion. He performed really well, so I can't really fault him. But at the same time, is it a case of us having to accommodate? Look at what happened with Bruno Fernandes and his the role in the team that he had just completely being diminished. Is it a case of us having to accommodate Cristiano Ronaldo so the rest of the team is worse? I think that might be the reality these days when you've got somebody who's a 37-year-old. He's a great player, but he's also just not the same. He can't get about as much as the same as he used to be. That's just the reality. He's not quite as sharp, quite as quick. That's just the reality. So maybe it does make us a slightly worse team, in order to accommodate Cristiano Ronaldo. So perhaps that performance against Spurs shows that as well. It was our best team performance of the season, and there was no Cristiano Ronaldo in there. And he should be. I think it just goes to show you this mentality is a little bit wrong. He's seriously not a team player. He's all about himself. He's a big ego, because if he was a team player, he'd be sat on the bench buzzing his tits off that Man United are beating Spurs 2-0. If he really was a team player and really cared about Manchester United like I want him to, but if he really cared like I do or you do, he would be buzzing. Even if he sat on the bench, he'd be like, right, I'll get stuck into that next game. I'm going to be a demon this week, and I'm going to get back in the team for the next game, get in 3 points in the bag. But he doesn't think like that, guys. It's all about him. He wants to play. He wants to play, but he should be happy for the team. He should be there for the team. He should be professional for the team. And he's not. So it's just absolutely, it's absolutely heinous, my friends. I think Cristiano Ronaldo, it's time to go, in my opinion. As much as I love the guy, he's creating a bad atmosphere. He's creating negative vibes. We don't need these negative vibes. We're trying to build something here with Ten Hag. And I love Ronaldo, but is it time for him to go? Probably it is. He wanted to go in this summer. I think this is just ever more clear that Ronaldo, wanted to go then. His current behaviour now just shows that, really. So let's have a look at some other stuff that have come out since. I mean, it's expected, of course, that Cristiano Ronaldo will now push his agent, George Mendes, to find him a new club in January. This is via Transfers MUFC on Twitter. Shout out to Rush Barnow's page. Tom Ladd, my friend. Check him out, guys, on Twitter. But Ronaldo will now push his agent, and we've got more information just generally coming out of the Athletic reporting an hour ago or so that Ronaldo will be separated from the Manchester United first team as Erik Ten Hag deals with his refusal to come as a substitute during his side's win over Tottenham. So, it's expected that he's not even going to be training with the side. Laurie Whitwell from the Athletic reports that Cristiano Ronaldo will be banished from the first team squad after refusing to come on against Tottenham Hotspur. Man United's statement confirms he won't be part of Chelsea's squad, and the Athletic understands he won't train with seniors either. So, Erik ten Hag's call. I think he's made the right decision. He's made a right decision here, guys. I think he should fine him as well. Fine him £1 million. That's 2 weeks' wages. See how he likes that? I mean, I'm sure he won't give a toss, to be honest. He's absolutely minted. But still, though, fine him £1 million, 2 weeks' wages. See how he likes that, my friend? Cristiano Ronaldo. I think it's, exactly, harsh but right, says Kerfuffles. It might seem harsh, but if he's banished from training, if he's out of the squad against Chelsea, we know that has been confirmed by Manchester United that is the case. And so, it's the right thing to do in response to this. You've got to keep your battalion in order. Doesn't matter if your first-class officer or whatever is the one who's being dissentful. You can't have him. You've got to put him in the gulag, my friends. So Cristiano Ronaldo's basically been sent to the gulag here. And, it's a shame. It's a shame what's happened. The fairy tale is over. He came back. It was a bit of a fairy tale to begin with, which soon turned into a nightmare. Because maybe we did have to accommodate him in a certain way, which we didn't necessarily have to do with the younger, quicker players, perhaps energy-wise and all that sort of thing. He's a different sort of player these days. He's not the all-encompassing, marauding winger that he was when he was a young lad. He's of course, how can you be? You're 37. So anyway, so there's an expectation that he will be training away from the first-team squad as well. He's expected that Ten Hag's banished him from training and essentially from the squad. And the statement from Man United confirms that as well. He is expected to be training separately from them. Also reports that the relationship now, of course, as expected between Ten Hag and Cristiano Ronaldo, is now at breaking point, with Ronaldo desperate to leave and Ten Hag happy to let him go. So it sounds about right to me. If your star player or one of your star players acts in such an unprofessional way, it's a massive snub, it's a massive FU. And if you're Ten Hag, you're going to take that with straight disrespect. Because it is very disrespectful what he did, not just to Ten Hag, but to his teammates as well. And you can't be having that. So, the relationship is completely fraught and done pretty much with Ronaldo and Ten Hag, unless there can be an olive branch reached out perhaps at some point by someone, and they can repatch these things. And Ronaldo, if he's prepared to be professional and leave his ego at the door, then he could come in and train and he can play and he can fight for his place in the team just like anybody else. But he's not bigger than Manchester United, and nobody is. And look, what would have Sir Alex Ferguson done in this situation? Well, we saw many times, no matter who it was, whether it was Keano or Stam or, any huge big players that were huge for the team, Beckham or whoever it was that was a massive star. Man, if you stepped over the line, if you went too far, if you were too unprofessional, or you did something that undermined the team or what he was trying to do or his management, you were gone. And so I feel like that's probably the most likely outcome for what's going to happen here between Cristiano Ronaldo and Ten Hag. I think we will try and find him a club in January, and he will go for not very much money at all, if anything. So the door's probably open now for Cristiano to go, because Ten Hag doesn't want this level of negativity shrouded in his squad and what he's trying to do in the team ethic. There's still a few bad apples at Manchester United. I'm not saying Ronaldo's a bad apple, but based on this behaviour, it's terrible for the squad. It's bad, it's negative. So there's a few bad apples still at United. Ten Hag has got to get rid of these bad apples. There's a Phil Jones still lurking around the place, gurning in the dressing room. There's, or maybe in the boot room or somewhere else. He's been fucked off. He's been moved out to the bloody storeroom, I think, Phil Jones, actually, from what I heard. But, there's a few people who are still lingering around, and it's not going to be a 100% united squad. That's the word, 100% united squad, until Ten Hag's had a little bit of time to obviously get rid of some of these players that are not 100% committed. And as much as we love Ronaldo, as much as he's a great player, he's not 100% committed to Manchester United. You can see that. So, in all fairness, see you later on, Cristiano Ronaldo. I love the guy. If he wants to come back with his tail between his legs, we'll give him another chance. But if he doesn't, nobody's bigger than his club. See you later in Jan. That's how it has to be. The question is, though, is there anybody that wants to take him in January? Because there were no clubs that were really queuing up to take him in the summer. Perhaps if it's a free deal, if there's no money involved or very little money involved, and Ronaldo's prepared to take a pay cut, you might see a few teams, Bayern Munich, I would have thought, would be interested, or one of these Italian sides, or, Sporting, I guess, might be interested in taking him. He might want to go to Sporting because of the it's in his homeland and all that kind of thing, and the origin story. So he may well want to do that. Go. If that's the case, if that's what you want to do, go. We only want people who are fully committed at Manchester United, and that's That's the reality. Pal Marius, thank you very much for your super chat here, my friend. He says, Ronaldo banished to the treatment room. Rub downs for Sir Philip Jones incoming. Got to earn your wages one way or another, Ronnie, you melter. Pal Marius, great shout. So you think he's going to be going doing the old massage on Phil? That sounds messed up. That sounds like a fate worse than hell. Hey, nice one though, Palmaris. Can we get a sue in the live chat for Palmaris? We might have to change that soon because of the straight up disrespect shown by the GOAT. I don't like what's happened, guys, with Ronaldo. It's a shame. I thought he was better than that, bigger than that. I thought he was more mature than that. I thought he was more professional than that. And clearly, he's not a Manchester United player mentally. He's not with the team. Players who are committed to the team, sit on the bench, they take their good times with the bad. You've got to roll with it. And he hasn't been doing that, and he's been causing a very bad situation. Oh shit, Rushmana, there's other super chats. Sorry guys, I've been doing a big old monologue here for a while. Thank you for listening to me. I'm going to go back and read those. Sorry I missed them, guys. We'll get into that in a minute. I'm going to continue with my monologue in a second though, because I'm not done. I've got plenty to say on this, guys. Man United Hodge, thank you for the £5 super chat though, mate. He says, who does Ronaldo think he is? Just because he's a big player and doesn't mean he can just walk out before the game ends. He deserves to be dropped. 100% agree with you, dude. It's an absolute liberty, isn't it? Who does he think he is? It's ridiculous, mate. He's only getting paid £500,000 a week to sit there. Fuck me. £500,000 a week? Bloody hell, I would sit on an iceberg with no chair for a whole week, just out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean for fucking the same amount of money that to get, mate. So, you know, what's he got to complain about? I don't get it either, mate. I know, I don't understand. Thank you for your super chat there. Ricardo, thank you, Ricardo Dos Santos Nortman. He says, hey, you're Don Piglioni. In my opinion, hang on a second, it's gone. Let's find it again. In my opinion, what Ronaldo did was wrong, but the amount of disrespect towards Ronaldo is unnecessary. Mismanaged situation. So when you say amount of disrespect, what do you mean? The disrespect from Ten Hag for having him on the bench and not playing him? The disrespect of having him warm up on the sidelines to potentially come on as a substitute, but then not? I mean, Ten Hag's well within his rights to do what he thinks best for the team, and maybe what he thinks best for Ronaldo for the next game also. If he wants to unleash Ronaldo in a Europa League game or the next game against Chelsea or whatever and have him fully 100% fit, why bring him on? He's 37. Why risk him for the last moments of the game when we're in control, dominating Spurs? You know, I actually understand why he didn't bring him on in the end. If we needed him, maybe need a clutch goal, maybe you bring him on for the last little bit of time. But as the situation was, why risk your thoroughbred racehorse who's, you know, aging? Why risk him when you don't have to? So, you know, from Ten Hag's point of view, he was well within his rights not to bring Ronaldo on. Plus, Ronaldo, maybe he's not showing the right mentality elsewhere in training, or who knows what. We don't know what's necessarily going on behind the scenes. Maybe Rashford's trained like a demon this week. This is things that only Ronaldo and Ten Hag, these guys truly know. But either way, it doesn't matter. He's well within his rights to do what he thinks best, and Ronaldo needs to respect that. And he's not bigger than Ten Hag. He's not bigger than the club. I mean, look, his profile, his stardom, everything's bigger than Ten Hag. But Ten Hag is the manager of Manchester United, which means that nobody's opinion means more than his. And so if Cristiano Ronaldo thinks that his opinion is wrong, he should just respect that for now, get his head down and prove him wrong. He shouldn't make a scene. He shouldn't get up and walk out. Thank you so much for this. Get another Sue in there. Ruddy Can't Game says, too old for money he's on. Teams are skittish. Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, nobody wants to pay that amount of money. There's a certain windfall that you get back, though, from having Ronaldo at the club with huge commercial enterprises being available, etc. But you're right. He's too much money for an old player. Rush Mano, thank you for your £5 super chat, mate. Let's get a Sue in there. I'm just catching up with the chat here, guys. He says, I saw Ronaldo firsthand last night. He wasn't interested in training. First off and last one at kickoff. Time to go. Can't undermine the manager. That's pathetic, isn't it, Rushmano? Thank you so much. Yeah, I know, man. That is absolutely disgusting behaviour. If he can't be asked, he's not bothered in the warm-up. He's not bothered and leaves early. It's just, that's it. You can't be undermining the manager. I couldn't agree more with you, Rushmano. Hashtag Ronaldo super melt. Mr. Nobody with a super chat as well. Thank you, bro. Hang on a second, guys. Mr. Nobody, and then we're all caught up. Mr. Nobody comments, Pig, imagine giving 100% being a club legend and then barely being given time because of your off form. It's wrong, but he's human. Love the show, mate, Mr. Nobody. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, he has actually been played a little bit this season. It's not like he's been completely just sidelined. if he'd have come on, ask yourself this, if he'd have come on and shown the goal-scoring capabilities or the form that he had done for us last season and got the sort of, good start to the season, scored a few goals, done well. I mean, how many goals has he scored for us, guys? He scored one the other day, finally. And he scored a couple, but it's like, it's not enough. He's not been showing good enough abilities out there when he's been playing. So as far as I'm concerned, like, he can't have any complaints when he's not getting selected if he's not actually playing amazing. If he's playing pretty average, and maybe we're looking more effective with other options, i.e. Martial coming off the bench, or whatever it was in certain games where Ronaldo's played, where he's not done the business, and then all of a sudden we try something else and we do a bit better, then I think he's just got to take his lumps. He's got to take his lumps and realise that he's getting older. He's not the same player, maybe. Maybe he thinks that he is, but I don't think that he can be. How can anybody be at 37, of course? He's still amazing. He's still unbelievable, but look, he's got to realise that there's other players in Ten Hag's team who he may think that can do a job, and if he's not going to take his chances when he comes on the pitch and score goals and do really great things, then I'm sorry to say, but he shouldn't be expecting to play. You can't be expecting to play if you're Cristiano Ronaldo at this stage, unless you're putting in amazing performances like that. Hey, Ricardo says Eric Ten Hag is well within his rights, but I feel there might have been a way for both parties to find a middle ground. Only the Don Piglioni can fix this now. I mean, in all fairness, Don Piglioni kind of agrees with Ten Hag. If Ten Hag wants to go about it a certain way, all I'm saying is Ten Hag's selections in that game against Tottenham yesterday were completely justified in the end because we dominated them from start to finish, and I cannot fault really any of the players' performances. In the end, it was ridiculously tough to choose a man of the match. So everyone's played great. It's a great team display, and it did not feature Ronaldo. How am I going to say that, Ronaldo should have been starting in that game? Because chances are Ronaldo would not have done necessarily as well for the team. Who knows? He's not looked great recently. That's all I'm saying. Maybe he'd have scored a hat-trick. Who knows? But you can understand why he didn't play, and you can understand why we played better maybe without Ronaldo in there at the moment. The team's the most important thing, guys. There's no Ronaldo in team, So, right, we've caught up with the chat, guys. Let me get back into what I was going to say then. So, thank you for being here, everyone. Hit that like button if you're just joining us. Help us compete with those clickbait wankers and corporation melts by hitting the thumbs up and giving us a cheeky little share around. The tweet is pinned to the top of the live chat, guys. Give us a retweet. If I'm not following you back on Twitter, give us a follow, give us a retweet. I'll give you a follow back. Also, I'll give you a share. No, a shout out if you give us a share. Get in there, cheers, guys. Thank you for subscribing there, Lord Win Miranda. Appreciate you. And also, if you're new like Lord Win, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're on here every day giving you all the latest United news and updates in a no bullshit, no clickbait, no pumped out guff way. So, we've also got an update here from Fabrizio Romano just a short while ago that says that Manchester United are backing Eric Ten Hag's stance and his decision on Cristiano Ronaldo's situation. Man United, at Manchester United, it has been decided by Ten Hag and 100% approved by the club/board. So there you go. There you go. So in terms of like, the club response, they're worried, of course, about this star. The Glazers shit-outers want to sell shirts and all this sort of guff that they do and blah, blah, blah. Let's keep this guy happy. Let's pander to these star ego twats. No! Don't pander to any star ego twats. And hopefully the club, is in agreement that Ronaldo's behaviour was unacceptable. And it's been decided that Ten Hag, is 100% approved for that decision to be made, that he should be trading away from the club, from the squad, and also not featuring that game against Chelsea on Saturday. So that has been backed by Manchester United, as reported here by Fabrizio Romano. So very, very tricky situation. The chances are he's not going to get back into the team. If he does, it will be because he's had to go and apologise and also get a bit of a reality check and leave his ego at the door somewhat. So I'm very concerned about the sort of overall rest of the season in this forward area. I mean, we've got a couple of months now until the January transfer window, but with no Ronaldo, that leaves us with Tony Martial, who's very, very injury prone, and Rashford, who is okay and he's effective. He's been pretty decent this season, but he's also a bit of headless chicken, lads. So not the best options, is it, with no Cristiano Ronaldo in there? Cristiano Ronaldo hasn't performed fantastically, but he is a great name, he's a great option to have, of course, in the squad. And at the moment, it doesn't necessarily seem like he's going to do so. Thank you very much there, Peter. Yeah, that's absolutely right, Peter Koutsis. I agree with you, bro. Jonathan Gallagher, thanks for your £2 super chat here, mate. Let's get a sue in there for Jonathan. He comments, top four could be gone by the start of Jan with Rashi. Great comment. Great comment, but that's it. We need to definitely bring in a striker or two in the January transfer window now, more than ever. But certainly, it could actually be in a situation where we are struggling to actually score those goals from a striker throughout the remainder of those couple of months of this year. That's true, Jonathan. I'm a little bit concerned, as I was just saying, with just Rashford as our main option up there, or just Martial. I mean, you've got a few different options. You could play Bruno as a false nine and stuff, but none of them really are perfect. They don't necessarily fit us right. So I think it's best for us to go in January transfer window, sign a couple of good players, or at least one really great striker to replace Cristiano Ronaldo. So let's have a vote, folks. Let's have a vote. Cristiano Ronaldo, does he play for Manchester United again? I'm just going to ask you that. Does he play for us again? Yes or no? Maybe he doesn't ever play for us again from this moment on. Or maybe in a week's time, he's back in the team because he's apologised and he's shown his actual, mentality to improve and to try and fight his way back in. Who knows? What do you think? Yes or no? Yes or no? No, says Jordan. No, says Gav or Ronnie Dodge. Kerfuffles. Night Whisper says yes. Compost says no. Barbara Face says no. Jose Vidosco says no. No, says Maradonaldinho. So does ZRA. Cindy. Hey, Solo, what's going on? I haven't seen you for a while. How you doing there? Solo Tamua getting in here raw. How you doing there, bro? He says no, he doesn't play again. It's tough, isn't it? I've got a feeling that he probably won't ever play again as well. Paul Ramsey says Eric Ten Hag, 100% correct. Yeah, and they should probably just continue to fine him wages as well. Like I say, it's costing the club a lot of money. But if they're well within their grounds, if he's breached the professional sort of code that's at the football club, then he deserves to be fined just like anybody else. That's a way for the Glazers shit out to save an extra $2 million a month. No, look, he's going to have to do what he has to do to stay here until January, and then I think it'll just be a formality that he goes. I very much doubt that Man United are going to do anything like terminating his contract. Like, there is a possibility that I guess they could terminate his contract right now and just part ways. Or there were some crazy discussions about maybe Ronaldo buying out a remainder of this contract to the club to be freed. You know, things like that. I very much doubt those things will happen. But if there was the possibility of a mutual termination here, I suppose, then I don't think it's a wise move from Man United. You're better off just keeping him until the end of the contract for as long as you can. The player sitting him in the reserves if he's going to be an absolute tosspot, and not allowing the possibility of maybe him going to a shithouse opposition rival team or something to help them for a while. Just let him fester away there. If he's going to be super unprofessional to us, then I'm sorry, we don't owe him a free ride. We don't owe him a free departure. He's a contracted Manchester United player. But it comes a point where, do you want to pay £2 million a month out to a player that's not playing for you for the rest of the time? So I doubt they'll terminate his contract, though, guys. I think that he's got a possibility to maybe come back into things if he just sorts his bloody life out here and stops being such an ego melodramatic melt and tries to prove his worth to the team and gets his mentality into the team and stop being a player that's all just self-focused, all about him. If he can do that, then he may be given another chance, but I very much doubt it. Most people in the live chat think he's never going to play for Man United ever again as well. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, Jordan says send him to Forest with all the other prima donnas. Yeah, money, Sadiqa. Ronaldo's behaviour is just totally unacceptable. That's what it ultimately boils down to. And Ten Hag's had to make a point here to basically to stamp his authority. His way or the highway. Sir Alex Ferguson would have done just the same at this stage for a 37-year-old player who's acting the same way. I'm sure he would have done. So, you can't back down with things like this. He's had to butt heads with Cristiano because Cristiano's forced the issue here. If he'd have just stayed there, been professional, maybe he can be upset and pissed off inside and raging and feel really hard done by. Fine. But you can't show that publicly. You can't do that to your teammates. So that's where the problem has occurred. It's all on Ronaldo here. I think that, okay, he's warmed up a little bit. Okay, he's been on the subs bench expecting to get on. How many times have you been on the subs bench, guys? Or, players have been on the subs bench, especially back in the day when there was only less subs. Right now we've still got more subs, but less subs. Most of the subs don't start. Most of the subs don't get on the pitch, I mean. We've also got some reports here that... oh, sorry, what the fuck's this? Where did that come from? That's old. How hilarious is this, guys? Wait a sec. This is old, but I don't know where this popped up from. This is like one of my old reports that I've lined up here that's wrongly in the list. But it says Ronaldo has remained highly professional. He's hoping his prospects of more playing time improve between now and the World Cup final text bump. And that a strong showing in Qatar will boost his prospects of a move. Fucking hell, that is ironic. Anyway, so Cristiano Ronaldo has not been professional, my friends. He's probably still hopeful that he will probably be able to try and get a move as well. Ronnie Dodge, I did miss a super chat there. I'm so sorry, Ronnie. Let's get some Sues in for Ronnie. He comments and he says, once Marcia was back, yeah, why act like a knob? Chris. Yeah, exactly. So there you go. Well, he's not happy with his lack of playing time. That's what it is. He wants to play. Come on, we all know what it's like. We all know what it's like when you want to play. At some point, you get annoyed. If you're not playing, you want to play. And if you're not playing, you know, at some point you're going to be disenchanted. I guess it's got to that point for Ronaldo. But he shouldn't have got to that point just yet. It's too soon. He's got to prove himself first. He's got to fight his way into the team. It's October, for Pete's sake. He came here late to the season. So Ronaldo's expecting too much. He's just acting like a petulant child, in all fairness, in regards to this. I mean, I thought he was more mature, to be fair. I mean, I'm not the most mature 35-year-old, let's be honest, guys. But as far as Ronaldo going at 37, I thought he'd get his head down and play, you know, I really did. I'm disappointed with the guy. Yeah, Dante says, sue you later. Let's get a sue you later in there. Dante, I know it's time to go, isn't it, for this man? I think it's time to go. Vincent Bullock says, yeah, I was sitting on the bench. The manager said to him, go on, you can come on now and play. Ronaldo used to play, so we sent him home. That was incoherent, Vincent, but thanks for trying, bud. AD says Erik ten Hag with the smackdown on his candy ass. Precisely. I mean, not necessarily smackdown. He's giving him the old Dutch stone cold stunner, my friends. You know, because he looks like Steve Austin, this guy, so it makes sense. That's how it goes. I think he's got to show his authority. You know, the Amsterdam rattlesnake doesn't take no shit from nobody, guys. And he can't be taking that from Cristiano Ronaldo. So there you go. He's going to be out of the team very, very imminently. Let's just put the statement back up on there. He's out of the team already. He's been ousted from training, reports suggest as well. If you're just getting in, there are reports that the relationship between Ten Hag and Cristiano is fraught, and that Cristiano will be banished from the first team squad after refusing to come on against Tottenham. Statement confirms he won't be part of Chelsea's squad, and the Athletic understands that he won't be training with the seniors either. And these are Erik ten Hag's call, and they've been backed up by Manchester United as well. Also, you know, there's expectation that Ronaldo's going to be pushing for a move away in January, even more than ever now. And also the club statement for Cristiano Ronaldo reads that Ronaldo will not be part of the Manchester United squad for this Saturday's Premier League game against Chelsea. The rest of the squad is fully focused on preparing for this fixture, guys. So you've got to say Cristiano Ronaldo has done himself no favours here. And reports from David Ornstein and various different outlets this evening suggesting that if Cristiano Ronaldo does leave in January, then there's a very high expectation that we would sign a replacement, of course, in January. So just a short while ago, there was a feeling around the place from the club that there probably would be not much business done at all in January because of their heavy investment, you know, £220 million or whatever it was they spent in the summer transfer window is a hefty chunk of change to spend, and that they would probably not be spending the money in January. But as things are right now, with Ronaldo looking to leave and potentially will be leaving in January, they've got no choice really but to go and spend. So, I mean, it could be a blessing in disguise in that sense, that it means that we have to dip into the January transfer window and buy a top forward. Who would you like to see come in, guys, in January? If you could go and sign one player to replace Cristiano Ronaldo, who, realistically, who do you go and get? Let's have a little vote in the live chat. Let us know what you guys think. I like Vlahovic, you know, and
get in there, Mike.
Osman, I guess, is another one that's on the list. You know, Tony. There's a few spring to mind, but you know, it's interesting. We might end up getting somebody like that in January. Osman says Joe. Yes, Sesko says Mark Egan. Well, I think Sesko's already got a preordained move set up to go to somewhere else, doesn't he? Gakpo says, oh yeah, Gakpo would be great, Jordan. And Hrothgar, yep, Gakpo. Dembele. Thank you, Ramakrishnan J, for subscribing, bro. Jonathan David says El Professor. Tony says Tony Low. Jude Bellingham says Money Siddiqui. Okay, fair enough. Harry Kane says Parbuffet. I mean, chance for buying fine thing. I like that, Gungshi. Yeah, Tony or Gakpo or both. I don't see why you couldn't get both of them. Great shout there, my friend. Like your style. Also, reports coming out that taking Cristiano Ronaldo off the wage bill, obviously, will free up quite a lot of cash in order to get those replacements in there. So think about it. If he's on £500,000 a week and you sell him and then all of a sudden you're saving £2 million a month, well, that's enough wages for two top players, you know, 3 really good players. That's enough wages for 3 really good players. And that's £24 million a year saved over a year. That's a huge amount of money to be saving and that you could put towards a different player. So both in terms of the transfer fee, you could use some of that money towards, but also in terms of the amount of money that they'll cost you per week. Because realistically, if you go and sign Osimhen, he's not getting more than a couple $100,000 a week. If you go and sign, Vlahovic, he's not getting more than a couple $100,000 a week. So you can actually get 2 or 3 top players or good players, certainly great players, for the price of one Cristiano Ronaldo at the moment, who's 37 and throwing his toys out the pram. So it does represent decent value for money, I guess, to redistribute that money to somebody who wants to be here, somebody who's younger, hungrier, etc. Not that Ronaldo's not hungry, clearly hungry, but he's hungry and he's just puking up vomit all over the place, mate. It's not nice. Yep, so Gakpo could be on the list. People like Vlahovic, people like Osimhen, Tony. All these guys could well be on the list for potential replacements for Cristiano Ronaldo in the January transfer window, guys. So, yeah, there you go. That's that latest there with the likeliness of Ronaldo going in January. And we have a report here from David Ornstein that says that Manchester United are very clear that they will only move for players in January if opportunities arise that are fast-tracked from the next summer. Right, okay, so they have to be the right players, they have to be the right opportunities, they don't want to overpay too much, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Well, the thing is, with January transfers is, generally you do have to pay a premium for them because teams don't want to lose their players midway through the season. And so you've got to pay a premium for that to convince them to sell them to you and lose their player and have to go and get a replacement. And also, it has to be good enough value to make them actually want to do it in the middle of the season. So it's going to be difficult to find the right player, I think. But if the right player is available, I guess they would be coming in. Also, this evening, Laurie Whitwell just tweeted out a while ago that said that worth emphasising that Erik ten Hag would want Ronaldo as part of his squad, but has to be on his terms as a manager. He says he has rules and principles, togetherness being one of the key ones. So consequences follow. So Ten Hag is laying the smack down, and, let's face it, like I said, I mean, you'd think even if Ten Hag wants to play a certain way that doesn't necessarily fit with the type of player Ronaldo is right now at 37, then maybe he would go with somebody else sometimes, but certainly he would want to have the GOAT player coming off the bench or playing, in the squad and helping the team. Of course he would. Who wouldn't want one of the greatest players of all time? You wouldn't want them if they're acting like a pensionate child and not helping the team. That's the only way you wouldn't want them. Of course you'd want him around the squad, around the team, trying to fight his way in and trying to better the youngsters that are in the team and trying to also, provide competition. Of course you would want that. But you don't want somebody who's being negative, and so therefore, well, his principles have been tested, and we found out what his reaction is, and he is a no bullshit man. It doesn't matter who you are, even if you're Billy Big Bollocks himself. Ten Hag seems like he's not going to be the type of guy to put up with your shite. So I commend it, guys. I really think it's an absolutely boss move by Ten Hag, and it's what was just about the right thing to do based on Cristiano Ronaldo's insubordinates and his blatant disrespect to the team. Right, let's get into the live chat, everybody, for a bit of a Q&A. Those are my thoughts on it. Ronaldo, he's probably going in Jan. This is probably the last part of the story of his Manchester United fairy tale. That's what you want to call it. This time around, more of a nightmare. We'll see. We'll see. But maybe if he comes back with his tail between his legs, we might see him play for us again. Chances are he's done. Let's get into the chat and see your thoughts and opinions. We're only 13 likes away, by the way, guys. 13 likes from the big 200. Please do smash that like button. Help us get to the big 200 likes. And also subscribe if you're new so you can chat in the live chat. Yep, there'll be a FIFA stream later, Neil Kitchen. Absolutely, my man. Hey, Zeno Rose. How you doing, bro? How you doing? I hope you're doing well tonight, Zeno. Great to have you tuning in. Thanks so much. Thank you, Spy Rose. Yeah, we're going to get in there and have a Q&A now. Erik ten Hag's 100% correct, says Paul Ramsey. Yeah, I think he's had to show his superiority here. He's had to show his authority, I mean. He's had to show his authority here because, he's the daddy. He's the manager. Nice one, Neil Kitchen. Now, JK says, I think Ronaldo should leave in January for his own career. I think it's the best thing. He doesn't really get service in United. We look stronger without him playing last night. We need to move on. Great comment, JK. I'm kind of with you, but I think if you look at how the team performs without Cristiano Ronaldo lately, well, we're certainly no worse off than with Cristiano Ronaldo. When we've seen Cristiano Ronaldo play recently, he's not exactly covered himself in glory, has he? So, yes, got to say, I'm with you on that one. We're probably looking like a better unit, certainly with the right spirit, the right togetherness. like without Ronaldo, because Ronaldo doesn't really provide you that togetherness. He's a very selfish player, and he's a very selfish ego when it comes to the dressing room, but also, on the pitch, he's certainly not somebody that is a selfless player. He's not somebody that's going to, necessarily work his socks off on and off the pitch to help the team as much as he wants to help himself. So that's the problem with Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, he's a great player. He's a great icon. He's a legend of this game. He's a legend of this club. But this is souring it, guys. This last sort of little whimper from him, that's what I'm going to call it. It's whimper, because if he had any bottle about him right now, he would just get his head down and prove his way into the side and make it undeniable for Ten Hag to select him. But he hasn't done that. No, he hasn't done that. He's basically just decided, look, I'm going to down tools. Looks like he's down in tools. He's down tools. Rashmano said he wasn't asked in the warm-up before the game. He was there at the match. He was watching him. He said he wasn't asked. He was the first to leave, obviously. It's unacceptable, guys. You can't have that sort of level with Gash going on. Ronaldo leaving Manchester tomorrow, says the Daily Dose. Wouldn't surprise me, broski. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Hang on a second. Let me get back into the chat here. So we've got a super chat from Matthew Smith. Thank you, Matthew Smith. He says, I can't understand why Ten Hag hasn't given our younger players more opportunities, especially when it's something he's done at Ajax, what we're built on. It's so true. Is he a Glazer puppet? I don't know. But no, in reality, you're absolutely right. I don't get it either. He's got players like Garnacho there, Iqbal, some good youngsters, and he could bring them on. And certainly there's times that it wouldn't have hurt, like certain Europa League fixtures, or even when we're winning, or even a game like that Spurs game, he could have chucked on a Garnacho in the last 10 minutes or something. Doesn't happen, does it? I'm very confused about that as well. I thought he was going to be providing some really good youth development of this club, but it doesn't seem to be happening just yet. Maybe he's dealing with the players in the first team, trying to get them sorted out first. Look what he's done for Dallo and Rashi and these guys. They are coming along and having faith shown in them. I mean, Dallo's been one of the players of the season. He's been absolutely brilliant. And I don't know where that's really come from, because, well, it's come from Ten Hag's coaching, obviously the player himself working hard. But before that, Dallo looked like pretty average melt, let's be honest. Pretty average melt. And now he looks like a pretty formidable player. He looks fantastic, in fact. So he deserves credit with what he's done with certain players. But also, you're right, he has not given a lot of youngsters the opportunities that he should have been giving them. Hey, get in there, Gungshi. He says we've got 200 likes on the stream. Sue. Everyone, do us a favor and let's get us 200 in there, because that's awesome. We just smashed 200 likes. Thanks for dropping that like, guys. Dante comments, Keane, Rude, Bex and Stam all got ideas above their station and were all dealt with accordingly. Club over player always. Dude ran to Madrid when we were at our peak. No loyalty in him anyway. Mate, I absolutely love that, bro. What a comment. Great comment. Yeah, exactly. I was basically saying that exact same thing earlier on, that if Sir Alex Ferguson was here right now, what would he do? Well, we know what he'd do, because he did things like that with Keno and Stam and all these guys. Beckham, you're absolutely right. So, yeah, I couldn't agree more. This is the right thing to do. Nobody's bigger than Manchester United. Dutch Christ says Ronaldo knows exactly what he's doing. He's far from stupid. The hype is negative. Hype is one-dimensional and gender-laden. Well, he's certainly going around about the right way to force a move away from the football club, isn't he? He needs results and style worked in games. He ain't daft, says Compost Smurf. Matteo, what's going on, bro? He says, Ten Hag is finished. War versus Ronaldo. He will be destroyed by 500 million of followers. Bye-bye, fake Ten Hag. You what? See, that's where you're wrong, I think. I mean, as much as, look, in terms of stature of their careers and stuff, Ronaldo is one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Okay, but Ten Hag is the coach at Manchester United, and I think he's shown good authority so far. And look, he's got the backing by the club. This isn't a case of Ronaldo playing well and being wrongfully done by, I don't think, and just sitting on the bench festering away where you feel really bad. Remember when Jose used to do that stuff, like with Schweinsteiger or, there's other players, I can't think right now, but basically there's a couple of times where you're like, gets on, he doesn't play them at all. They don't play them. They come in for whatever reason. They don't play. And he just basically just sent them to the doldrums or whatever. Well, this isn't that. This isn't that. Ronaldo hasn't been completely done. He hasn't been not had any chances. He's had chances. He hasn't taken those chances. And he's fallen down the pecking order one by one place. That's the reality. Okay, yeah, thing is, Gungshi drops on so many channels. Gungshi's an absolute legend, mate. He is an absolute legend. Where is Gungshi? What do you mean he's dropped on many channels? JA says, I partly agree, but he is freaking Ronaldo. Okay, he's on bad form. He showed bad behaviour, but Eric Ten Hag showed disrespect too. The choice to use Marcio Rashi, why not the best instead? Rumours he wasn't on his plans. Perhaps because he's saving him for the next game to unleash him when he's 100%. Doesn't want to risk his thoroughbred for the last 10 minutes when we've got a game 1 against Spurs. Maybe that, or the last half an hour, whatever it is. Maybe that's it. Why can you... That's not a bad way of thinking. I would want to keep Ronaldo fit and fresh and available and ready to go for the next game. If I didn't have to use him. So I think he's well within his rights to make that decision, and Ronaldo should respect it. Oh, yeah, drops members. Right, yeah, he does. He's an absolute legend. Mr. Don Guccioli. What a Don. What a Don of the channel. Perfect scenario for a Madrid fan. Mbappe leaves in Jan to us. PSG buys CR7 for a year. Man United buys Memphis Depay. That's what they should do. Not Man United buying Depay, but that's what they should do. I think they should try and get rid of him. PSG should buy him, shouldn't they? Because then they could have a team of proper prima donna ego melters all together playing, kicking up a fuss all the time. And he'd just fit right in there. And we'd also be able to see Messi and Ronaldo play together, wouldn't we? Yeah, you're a legend, man. Thank you, Don Gungshi. Vutinator says, smash that like button for the pig, says the Vutinator. Thank you, Vutinator. You what, Gungshi? I'm just joking, Vutinator. Thank you so much, you legend. He says, smash that like button for the pig. Yes, please, do hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so. And get yourself subscribed and have your say. I'm going to stick around for a few more minutes, see what you legends are saying. Orlando Orellano. He says, I'm done with this Ronaldo. Time to go, says Orlando Orellano. Yeah, it's got to that stage. Unless he's going to do a U-turn and show professionalism, time to go. Ronaldo's in terrible form, says Macrosis, hence he doesn't start. Why is that hard to understand for anyone? Agreed, he's not done well. He hasn't looked great, hasn't taken his chances, just like anybody else. ETH, Red and White Army, getting there, Brian Foskett, lad. Overflow says, agreed, Gungshi is a legend. Oh, Gungshi only, my friend. He's only gone and gifted out 5 members of the channel. Guys, can we get a massive love heart in the live chat there for Gungshi? Thank you so much, Don Gungshi. You're too kind, man. 5 memberships gifted by Don Gungshi again. Thank you very much indeed. You're an absolute star, man. Get in there, Gungshi. The Taiwanese dream. Laying down 5 new members of the Bacon Brigade. Welcome aboard the Bacon Express, new members. Compost Smurf. Orlando Arellano. Viking football YouTube as well was gifted the membership. El Professor and Jade Flame. Fucking get in there. I love channel memberships. Giftings. They're awesome, mate. Thank you so much for making this community even more bacony by giving us 5 new Bacon Brigadiers there, Don Gungshi. You're too kind, man. Thank you so much, Gungshi. You're a star, man. You're an absolute star. Let's get some love hearts in there for Gungshi. That's really nice of you, mate. That is absolutely raw and filthy, Gungshi. Thank you so much. All right, Troy Manson's just super chatting in a $5 super chat. Thank you, Troy. He comments, Ten Hag all the way, the Dutch Stone Cold Steve Austin. Love it. Give me a hell yeah in the live chat. And that's the bottom line, because the Dutch Stone Cold Steve Austin said so. Spot on, Troy Manson. Couldn't agree more. Well said, lad. Thank you for your super chat and your support there as well. Oh, thank you, Gungshi says, I love hearing those piggy squeals in the background. Thanks, Gungshi Legend, says El Professor. Yeah, players have become too powerful, need to know their place. Definitely Philip Chapman, yeah. Jeff Madrak comments, hate to say it, but it's time for CR to go. He's acting like a child, and it would be foolish to think the team hasn't noticed. Ten Hag has made it clear it's my way or the highway. Yeah, that's it, exactly. You're right. It's going to have negative effects. Spot on. Rush Mano, thanks for another £5 super chat, you legend. Let's be having you. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much for that. He says, Ten Hag is the man. Drops Maguire, now CR7, the type of manager we needed. Yeah, that's it. No bullshit. You're right. You're right. He's an authoritarian. And he is doing things his way or the highway. And that is what we are liking at the moment. I think it's the right thing to do. Look, we all wanted Ronaldo to play and do well and be committed and want to be a team player. It didn't seem like that was necessarily going to be the case even before he met Ten Hag. Because he wasn't here. He didn't turn up. He wasn't here. So even before he met Ten Hag, it didn't seem like he was going to be that professional because it was understood his agent was shopping him around, trying to look for a new club. Thank you, Rush Marner, you legend, for the £5 super chat. I appreciate that. Gav Dog says, hi, how do I donate? Oh, man. Well, there is a little $sign down there for super chats or membership gifting things. Or there's a PayPal link in the description, but you don't have to, my friend. I just appreciate you watching, man. Thank you so much for being here. King Rob Star says, United fan base is so bad, says King Rob Star. Well, I mean, it's really not as bad as a lot of shithouse fan bases, such as the Arsenal Hollands. You know, there's certainly maybe a flip-flop mentality amongst any club fan bases. But come on, we're one of the greatest fan bases in the world, mate. But there's an element to every fan base which is also always going to be, you know, cash. It's a very, very passionate fan base. Exactly, JK. Matthew Smith, thanks for the €5 super chat here. Matthew Smith as well, bro. Thank you, Matthew Smith. He says, Gungshi, absolute legend. Fair play, mate. Yeah, big time. Gungshi is an absolute legend. I really appreciate that, man. Super generous, man. Thank you so much to Don Gungshi for just generally being an absolute hero. Fair play, mate. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Matthew Smith. You're a top lad. Everyone, get a sue in there for Matty Smith. 217 likes. That's awesome, everyone. Thanks for dropping the likes on the vid. Ronaldo's found his level. The bench, says AD. Don't be silly. He's one of the greatest ever, mate. He's just having a tough time. United fan base, very passionate. Arsenal Holland's a silly knob, says Orlando. Several media outlets are reporting they refused to comment as a late sub against Spurs. Really? That's what BBC Football has said? No shit, Sherlock. Susan says it was the media that made it an issue instead of focused on the win. Well, Ronaldo made it an issue by getting up and creating the issue. All they did was show a shot of him for a few seconds walking down the tunnel. You know, Ronaldo caused the issue. Ronaldo's caused the issue, in my opinion. I do think that it's been blown up and it's shrouded that otherwise really good victory and, you know, nice positive win and everything. But at the same time, Ronaldo, I think, has caused it by leaving too soon. You know, he shouldn't have done that. He should have stayed to the end of the whistle, celebrated with his teammates the victory, and then felt bad afterwards and maybe had a word after. That's what you should do. Thank you so much, Gungshi. Says, I'm but a humble servant of His Majesty the Pig. Gungshi, thank you so much. There's no iron team, says Iceman. Slippy G, the next manager, sacked, says Vooty. Okay, guys, right, I'm going to wrap this video up there. We've been on here for about an hour. That's perfect. We've covered this topic. You're a bunch of legends. We're going to be back on here at 11 p.m. for a FIFA stream, guys, so come and join us then. But I just wanted to jump on here and cover, obviously, the statement from the club and everything and all the reaction and fallout. Give you my opinions, hear your opinions and stuff. As always, what a great community of legends. Thank you so much for getting in the chat, everyone, and having your say. We welcome everybody's different opinions in here. You know, nobody's the same. Everybody's got different thoughts. Some people may think Ten Hag's wrong. Some people may think Ronaldo's wrong. You know, that's it. It's all opinions. We like to get them out in there and see what everyone's saying. Thank you for being here, everybody. I appreciate you all. You're a bunch of legends. And yeah, Ronaldo should have stayed, Susan. He should have done. He should have stayed. And unfortunately, it soured an otherwise great victory. We'll see if he's got the ability to drop the ego and get back into the side. Chances are he's probably not going to play for us for a while. He's seemingly out of training. He's seemingly going to be he's dropped from the squad, and he's probably not going to be playing for us for a while. Thank you very much as well for watching there, Gav Dog and Stu and Jay Smith and Vootinator and everyone. Before I go, though, I'd like to just put in the link to the FIFA stream, guys. If you want, you can come and join us on FIFA later. Here it is. Boom, there's the link. I'm going to pin it to the top of the live chat. Please do go and check that one out. Thank you, Rushmano. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new to this channel. Hit the subscribe, smash the like on it. Thank you, Kerfuffles, Gungshi, you legend. Thanks for those new members, you legend. Thanks for the membership gift. You're an absolute star. Have a great night, Don Gungshi, Legend Man, and JK, and Compost Smurf, and John Robert, AD, Philip Chapman, Elliot Manduna, Chris Koo, the Big Guy, Hoop Man, Professor, Football Talk, JA, Gav Dog, Stu, Matty Smith, Jay, John Robert, Vootinator, also Mr. Rushmano. Thanks for all the updates throughout the show, Rushmano. You're a top lad. Dutch Christ, Elliot Manduna, Brian Foskett, Chris Koo, JA, Jeff, Jordan, all the legends of the live chat. Thank you to all the members in green for supporting the channel. Thanks once again to Gungshi for making 5 new members during this show. And also thank you to all the moderators in blue there for helping moderate the live chat and keeping this community awesome. Cheers, guys. Have a great night. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch, all at Flying Pig United. The gaming channel is called Flying Pig Gaming on YouTube. You can also follow the website, flyingpigunited.com or unitedflyinghigh.com. To get your Man United news and read your Man United news. Thank you, Susan, Jeff, Viking, John, Walker, Rushy, and all the legends of the channel. Don Gungshi, Vooty. Have a great night, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Ronaldo's bottling it, guys. He's been too childish, and he's also being too disrespectful and unprofessional. I think Ten Hag's made the right decision. Nobody's bigger than this football club, and if Ronaldo thinks he is, he's wrong. And if Ronaldo doesn't want to be here, well, he doesn't have to be here. He doesn't have to be in the squad playing, and we could probably find him a new home to go and play for in January. So that's the sad reality, guys. Cristiano Ronaldo, maybe the fairy tale's over. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one. This is the Pig. Stay classy. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they sing sardines will be thrown into the Thank you very much.